Morocco possesses a diverse and lively history that witnessed a long succession of ruling people. The country alone has hosted Berbers, Phoenicians, Sub-Saharan Africans, Roman Andalusians, both Muslim and Jewish. This diversity is reflected through many aspects of the Moroccan life, namely the languages, the clothing, the cuisine, and of course the culture. Traveling from region to region in Morocco might seem sometimes like traveling from a country to another. However, in general, Morocco can be divided into two main cultures, Berber and Arab. The history of the Berber people goes back more than 5,000 years ago. They were the first inhabitants of North Africa before Arab came. In Morocco, we mainly speak a specific form of Arabic known as Darija, which is a mix of Arabic with considerable French and Berber influences. Cultural diversity. The official language in Morocco is Arabic. Most of Moroccan can speak it. Still, there is a minority of Berber nomads who do not speak it. And here where the issue is. You should all know that until the early 1990s, the only cultural identity that was officially recognized was the Arab Islamic identity. Berber identity and ethnicity were not acknowledged. While the regime spent billions of dirhams to modernize and teach standard Arabic and to revive the Arab Islamic culture across the whole country, and while it had a huge budget destined to improve students and employees' standards in French, it never spent 1 dirham to standardize, codify, or teach Berber, nor did it ever think to preserve the Berber culture. In 1994, King Hassan II came out in favor of teaching Tamazight in school. Great news. Great news. In 2003, his son, now King Mohammed VI, put the initiative into practice. In the new constitution he helped create in 2011, Tamazight was finally recognized as one of Morocco's official languages. There have been a lot of efforts nowadays to preserve the Berber identity and to promote its culture. As a result, the Berber language has recently been introduced into primary schools as compulsory language. But the sad thing is that there isn't a real language policy yet. Tamazight is now only taught to about 12% of Moroccan students. Because of this, thousands of children whose first language is Tamazight flunk out and drop out of school. For many speakers of Tamazight, teaching the language is a question of social justice. Some Moroccans can only speak Tamazight. Because of that, some of them couldn't watch TV or listen to the radio or even make themselves understood if they went to a hospital their whole life. Today, of course, there are some media in the Amazigh language, but courts, hospitals, and other parts of the public administration still operates exclusively in Arabic. It is true that the Berber identity is more recognized than ever before in the country's history, but this recognition is unlikely to stem the language's decline. Berber people, and especially the intellectuals and activists, argue in response that Morocco was Berber before it endorsed Arabic and even Islam, and that if Berbers willingly learn Arabic, Arabophones should not refrain from learning Berber. Thank you.
In terms of coexistence, Morocco is tolerant compared to other Muslim countries. There are mosques, synagogues, and churches. The country has managed to preserve his Islamic identity while promoting a moderate and tolerant Islam. The King Mohammed VI represents a model for the whole world, especially after the commendable actions undertaken by the sovereign for the restoration of cemeteries and other Jewish sites throughout the kingdom. Moreover, an exhibition wall was held in London, drew a lavish revealing a rich collection of photographs taken in the 40s and 50s by Elias Harris, a Moroccan Jewish confession, where he depicts the daily life of the Jews of the Atlas and southern Morocco and others captured decades later by a Dutch journalist. The exhibition, entitled Morocco, photographs by Elias Harris if you want to see it. And Pauline Pryor reveals the social and cultural coexistence of almost 2000 years between Jewish and Muslim communities in Morocco. But religious diversity in Morocco is very limited. Moreover, it's classified among the least diversified countries in terms of religion. Many problems emanate from religion and don't exist in other countries. Although Moroccan law gives freedom to anyone to choose their religion, the Penal Code prohibits any form of propaganda. In Article 220, it punishes with imprisonment of up to 3 years imprisonment whoever uses means of seduction for the purposes of shaking the faith of a Muslim or converting to another religion, either by exploiting its weakness or its needs, or by using for these purposes educational institutions, health facilities, asylums, or orphanages. Example of a Muslim who has converted. Conversion is not forbidden, but to start a Christian school, to pray openly, to create an association, to organize a Christian holiday, that is problematic. A Moroccan had dared to embrace the Christian religion. Born in 94 in the high nobility Muslim Fasi, Muhammad bin Abdel Jalil learned the Quran at the Qarawiyyin University in Fez, and even accompanied his parents on their pilgrimage to Mecca. Only to the generate amazement, Abdel Jalil is baptized Jean in 1928 with godfather the French Islamologist Louis Massignon. Jean Mohammed bin Abdel Jalil even becomes a priest and preached for the conversion of Muslims. His conversion is scandalous to the point of being the subject of the confidential note to the French services. The man died in 1979, almost abandoned by his entire family.
Hi, did you know that during the French colonization to Morocco, the colonizer passed a law that Moroccan Jews wear a yellow star as an identification of their Jewishness in order to separate Moroccans, Muslims, and Jews. But the king of Morocco at the time, Mohammed V of Morocco, who is a figure deeply beloved by Jews, Moroccans, famously denied the request and said, "There are no Jews in my countries, only subjects." It's even reported that the king asked for a yellow star for himself and for his family as a show of solidarity. Despite the intense French pressure, the king refused to make any separations between his people, and during the annual Throne Day ceremony, in the presence of the French officers in the royal palace, he welcomed the leaders of Jewish community. Let's move to diversity. Diversity in workplace, especially between the genders, men and women in Morocco. Now, the numbers differ between geographical locations as well as areas of profession, where 37% of Moroccan enterprises operating in services are run by women, which is impressive comparing to other Arab countries. 31% in the trade sector and 22% in the industry. Unfortunately, these women face many inequalities, and this is the main issue. Once they enter the workplace or the workforce, the most pertinent issue is being the significant salary gap Moroccan women continue to earn. On average, which is 40% less than men with similar degrees and positions. Women in urban areas often work for less than the minimum of wage or work longer hours than recorded. Thank you.